let's start things by just talking about how you came to AEW then. I mean, obviously the obvious link is Cody. From the moment it's formed, are you thinking, yes, that's what I want to do?
Well, when you're sitting in another company for a period of time and they're not utilizing you and you have so much more to give, right?
Yeah.
And they're not doing anything with you. You kind of lose your passion for something, that you've loved your whole life. And I've always loved wrestling. I was born to do this. And you're sitting there and then you get your big release and there's a phone call and it's your brother and he says, hey, why don't we do this match? The match that the other place told us wasn't good enough, right? Mm-hmm. Year after year after year. So, I thought, okay, this is never going to happen. And you just kind of move on. And we talked about it. And I was like, hell yes, let's go. Let's do this thing. And, when you're sitting there with an injury, wondering, you're 50 years old. Can you get back in the ring and pull off a magical night and an upset at your age against your brother, your big dream match that you've always wanted to have? It was set. So we did our couple promos. Very nerve-wracking for me. That week was very nerve-wracking. It got in there, man, and it was just one of those moments. And the way I explain it is that if you've seen the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance, yes. I don't know if you have or not, right?
Yeah.
Well, Will Smith plays a caddy, and for Matt Damon. Matt Damon can't find his way, so Will Smith is brought in to help him find his way, and he gets him in the zone, right? So you're looking down the fairway, getting ready to tee off, and you see all these people in the gallery on both sides, and you just can't focus. Well, this is kind of just like The Legend of Bagger Vance. I got in the ring, man, and I wasn't sure how the AEW crowd, being different than the WWE crowd, would take me. Coming in as a foreigner, in a sense, to an independent, all the talent is independence, and how are they going to take me? So I was nervous about that. I didn't know, but, the music hit, came out to the ring. They loved me. I stood in the ring and they started the Dusty chants. And this is what I tell everybody about this match. I pointed up and it brings goosebumps to me still today. And they're invested already and I hear it. But all of a sudden, everybody in the audience, much like The Legend of Bagger Vance, everybody disappears. I can see them, but I can't see them. I can hear them, but I can't hear them. I'm so laser focused on the job and the task at hand that we have our match, right? And I could have missed 1,000 things. We didn't miss anything, but I could have missed 1,000 things and it wouldn't have mattered. The night was perfect. The stars had aligned for that actual evening. This was our big chance and our big show, and we nailed a home run. And that reignited my passion and love for our business again. It never left me. It was just kind of idly on standby.
Laying a bit dormant.
Yeah, and I fell in love all over again. I wanted to be a part of this with my brother, in the creative side and just creating magic for these kids now, right? I'm 50, so I'm still hanging tough with these kids, and it's amazing. I'm amazing myself.
Yeah.
This day, and it's a fun ride, man. Sorry for the long story, but I'm a storyteller. I like telling stories.
Well, talking of telling stories, I was there in Vegas for the match with yourself and Cody. I could feel all the things that you're talking about and the way the crowd reacted to that match. And I'm not just saying this because we're here now. My Twitter will provide or attest to this. I thought it was the best match of last year. All the things that are great about pro wrestling. Talk to me about the aftermath, like I guess the elation, right? But the justification too. Did anyone, I guess, from WWE kind of, maybe not higher up, but even peers that you'd been with, reach out and tell you what a great match it was, and just to prove that point, it was because it was so special. That's the only way I can really feel for it.
They did reach out, not not Vince McMahon, not Triple H, not Stephanie, not those, but my peers and my coworkers, yeah, they reached out. I had an unbelievable amount of text messages on my phone and things, and I didn't really realize it till probably a week later. I was still like on a high from it.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of blood, so I was very dizzy that night and the next whole day, but I was still working at StarCast doing stuff and had inside the ropes with Kenny McIntosh there, and I was very dizzy, man. So I knew it was good, but I didn't really realize how good it was until a couple of days later, and just the overwhelming support that I had received from everybody, and it was just perfection for me. To me, that kind of match is not a flippy match. It's a storytelling match. It is a psychological match. It is blood versus blood. The roots are deep there. So we had that chance to tell that story, and I'm very proud of it.
And I thought the promo after as well, and the interaction and where that went, that made it all the more special too. Just to circle back to what you were saying about not being used in WWE, they seem to be locking down everyone they can at the moment, regardless of whether they use them or not. Do you see a lot of similarities with
Good thing that they are locking them down, because we're taking over the world.
Well, there you go. I mean, but do you see a lot of similarities between maybe your situation then and, I don't know, like Matt Hardy now?
I see a lot of similarities because I know what goes on the inside there. I've been on both sides in the production and as talent, and I know exactly what goes on behind closed doors. It's not a pretty picture there. Here, it's unbelievable. I look forward to going to work every single week. It is that much fun. And I'm in the production meetings on the production side in this company too, and I have training sessions with the ladies every single week before we go live, for a couple hours. I teach promos. I try to bring out their characters, because that's what I do. That's what I've been known for so many years. And if we can tap into their hidden characters and things, it's going to be great TV for them. And I just want them to succeed, because the people that did it for me and passed it along to me, it's my turn now, as well as hanging in there with the best of them and enjoying that ride, the talent side. But I really enjoy the backstage role too, and just teaching them what I know and letting them find their way on their own, just with a little direction. We have a good group of kids. These are my kids. I love them. I love them all.
Well, I really wanted to talk to you about that, because I interviewed Bea Priestley not long ago, and she had glowing things to say about your influence on the women's division. So talk to me about how you really became, I guess, the man to handle that aspect. I know Kenny Omega's involved as well, and there's different voices, but how you took on that role and how you feel like the women's division is developing.
The women's division, I'll answer that one first, is developing. It is slow, but it is developing, and we will get there over time. This isn't a race. It's not a sprint. It's a slow, steady build, and like simmer on the stove, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brandy came to me and said, "Hey, would you like to step in and give me some training sessions?" And it was meant more for her. And then we just started bringing all the girls, and they were loving it, man. And they have such a good time every single week. And I try to, switch it up and teach them new things, and teach them repetition, because it's all about repetition and getting in the habit of doing the right thing instead of the wrong thing, and you keep doing it over and over, you're going to sooner or later out there on TV, get it right. And that's another big element, is that most of these ladies have not been on television. So it's a matter of finding cameras, their face to the camera. The audience wants to see them if they're in pain or if they're happy or if they're having a good time. Or what? You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see the back of their head. I need your head to be lifted up. I want you to tell me a story with your facial expressions.
It's
good.
It's great you say that.
It's a lot of fun.
When I think about, there's a lot of women I'm big fans of there. I really like Yuka Sakazaki as well. I really like her. I feel like she's got charisma out the eyeballs. Britt Baker, of course. I mean, we could name a lot of them, but I guess when you say it's still developing and it's not a race, in like layman terms, what do you think are the next steps in terms of the women getting more in AEW?
Well, I want them to be comfortable in themselves, right? I want their characters to start to flourish. And we work on those things every single week. We work on their promos every single week. And it's repetition that is going to build a strong character with these ladies. And that takes time. It takes time for men. It takes time for all of us. I am working with the women a lot. And I want them to be a success story, much like Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. I want them to flourish. I want them to main event. I am their biggest advocate. They are my kids, and I would treat them like that. And they're doing an outstanding job, and they never complain. They're there to work hard, and they work harder than anybody in the room. And they want it too, They want it too, just like all the men do. They all have the aspirations and the dreams of becoming the ladies champion. Like I have the aspirations and dreams of becoming the AEW world champion or a world champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not in the wrestling business for that, then you need to get out because I don't have time for you. I'm here for people who want to learn.
I know that this is probably a question or certainly a topic you get all the time when being asked about your father, right? But do you feel like I don't want to say the weight of him because obviously he's such a legend in the business. Do you feel like throughout your career that did that follow you around? Did you feel that way? And then when he passed, is it different now? You kind of not doing it for him, but his memory inspires you rather than weighs you down.
It's different in a sense that when I needed to talk to my dad, he's not there. So I'm basically talking to him, but I'm not getting answers back. You know what I'm saying? But I know he's there. Growing up in his shadow was daunting. It's big. I thought I maybe could fill his shoes, and I could not. There's only one, the American Dream, Dustin Rhodes. There's only one Dustin Rhodes. There's only one Cody Rhodes. And just like Cody, just like myself, we had to find our own way, right? We had to fill our own shoes. We have to step inside a brand new pair of shoes and try to walk for the first time with them on. And we did that. And I'm proud of everything that I've accomplished as Dusty's son and as, other characters, It's great to have a legendary father. But hell, I'm a legend too. You know what I'm saying? Cody's on his way to being a legend. And we're doing great things, and we're together as a family here. It feels like a unit. We are a team, and we work as a team. And it's very important that when somebody falls down in the locker room or whatever, that we're there to lift a hand and pick that person up. That is the most important thing about AEW to me, is that we work as a unit.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that actually translates to TV very well. Yeah. When we're talking, it's just sticking with your father for the moment. When they just had the Dusty Rhodes Classic and things like that, and I've been to the PC where they have the memorial to him and celebrate him. Is it important to you? Basically, a WWE good with you and Cody? Do they run that stuff by you? I guess.
I can't remember if they did or not when Hunter first presented the Dusty Rhodes Classic, tag team tournament. I know I was a part of it, so
yeah,
that was the main thing. You know what I mean? It would be good when they are about to do something like that they ask Cody or myself. It's only right. That's our dad. I don't care if he used to work there for that company. That's our father. This is our name, our legacy, not yours. Right? So.
Yeah, I agree. Now let's switch gears to Revolution.
Shit.
It's coming. I think Jericho has been a tremendous flag bearer, champion, inaugural champion, right, for the company. And now we're getting him and Moxley coming together at Revolution. From your point of view, someone who's obviously involved backstage and has seen the company grow from inception, how do you think Jericho has worn the AEW title? And is it ready for someone else to have now?
Chris Jericho has been around in the business about as long as I have. And Chris Jericho is an outstanding champion. He knows how to get the job done. He knows how to draw the people in. He knows how to storytell. He knows that's why he's in that position. And he's a tremendous champion. He's a crappy human being, but he's a tremendous champion. And, Mox has been doing this, man. He's on the rise. So these two meet. What's going to happen? There's going to be some fireworks, right? I would venture to say we might just have a new AEW champion.
It'd be good timing.
Very.
Like I said, Mox is on the rise. Let's talk about some other characters.
We have to dismantle the inner circle. We got to.
Well, yeah.
5 of them together they're tough.
Well, another man that you're probably not fond of is MJF. What do you think about the things he's been doing with AEW, the way he's grown, and the reputation he has gotten?
I think the only thing MJF has got going for him is his mouth, to be honest with you. He's not yet stepped into his own. He is working very hard to get there. But I don't like him. Not especially after what he has done to Cody and our family and just putting us through stressful hell, right? MJF is a very good talker, and that's very rare at somebody his age that can go out there with a gift of gab and go to town and it just flow from him.
Yeah.
I see big things from him if he keeps his nose clean. He's young. I'm going to try to, lead him in the right direction in the back, and make sure he doesn't step over the line because we need him around.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously you was involved in that Lashings angle that we saw last week. It was cool because I haven't seen anything like it in while I've watched wrestling. Was there anyone who was kind of like, oh, I don't know about this, or how was it all putting it together?
Well, nobody was there going, oh, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? The story was really done well. And we talked about it, and it was very uncomfortable. It's like you get a whipping when you step out of line with your parents and they whip your butt, right?
Yeah.
So each lash, I remembered spankings I got when I was little. When I did something wrong and my mom took a belt after my ass, it was uncomfortable to watch. It was uncomfortable to look at my brother's face to see him, wanting to just rip MJF's head off, but could not touch him, So he went out there and he took 10 lashes, and they were 10 very painful, I'm sure, lashes. I don't know. I wasn't in there, but I was right there. I felt them through him and his facial expressions.
I mean, it's wrestling, but he really took them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he really did. And you see it on his back in the Twitter posts and Instagram. Hey, man, this is pro wrestling. There ain't no crying in wrestling. Let's go, Let's go. Let's draw them in for the next week.
One thing I do want to touch on as well is the chemistry you have with Cody as a tag team. In the WWE days, I was a big fan when you finally got to team up and you became the tag champs. Like, there was a period where you were red hot around Battleground, beating the Shield, and then it kind of dissipated a little bit. What really happened there, and B, will we get to see you two going for the tag titles in AEW maybe?
That would be cool. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe creative. Not
Sounds
sure.
Like creative.
Because Cody and I were doing everything that we were supposed to do, and we were clicking on all cylinders. And you have a nice run with the Shield, and it's magical, and you're doing good business, and they're
And the
drawing
crowd
people
was hot.
in.
The crowd was really
And then all of a sudden, they stick you in another angle with somebody else, and I think a lot of that had to do with creative. There's so many people up there and so many elements that people aren't aware of, behind the scenes. And, it's Vince doesn't want something, the 100 riders that he has is not going to convince him otherwise. Vince wants this, he's getting this, basically. It's his company. And you see a lot of that and a lot of frustrations with a lot of the talent up there. We had a good run, man, and I'm not upset at it at all. I can't even talk this morning because it's so damn early, because you called me so damn early, man.
Technically, you've called me, by the way, if we're getting technical.
I didn't. She did. No, man, it was a hell of a run. I'm very proud of it, I do see, but I see Cody right now. He's kind of doing, he's got two candles here, man, and they're both lit, and he's doing a lot. He's really running this place, man. He's really doing the very best to try to put the best product out there in the backside. And then when he gets out there as a talent, he's trying to do his very best to put out a good match and a good show for the people to come back. He's got a lot going on right now. Yeah. And every once in a while, we step in the ring and we tag team again, and it is a special night. I could see us winning the tag team titles. I don't know if that's something Cody would want to do, because he's kind of doing his own thing right now. And I don't want to get in the way of him doing his own thing, because this is his time.
Yeah.
I had my time, and I'm still having my time, but not as much now. It's about the younger kids and the younger talent that we bring up. This is their time. And you have to give them that time. Otherwise, they're not going to flourish if you don't.
No, I agree. I know exactly
what you mean. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. In closing here, I guess, the last thing I really wanted to ask you, and it's been a recurring question in my AEW interviews, are you guys going to come to the UK? Because the fans over here are desperate to get some kind of announcement this year. I know you probably can't give us an announcement, but is it a goal of yours? And have you heard any talk of this?
Rumor has it that we may be doing a little mini tour over there in the UK, and I hope so. I hope that's true. Definitely want to hit London, man. London's a good town for us and good town for wrestling. All the UK is, man. UK has got deep roots in wrestling, and they love wrestling. So hopefully, sooner rather than later, we're going to get over there.
Do you think a mini tour would constitute live events, pay-per-view, Dynamite? What do you think?
Probably just live events.
Mm-hmm. But that would still do well here.
But you never know. You never know. We could be over there for a week and shoot a TV somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, you're a veteran of obviously coming to the UK, right?
Oh, yeah. Thousands and thousands of times.
You like wrestling here?
I do. I really like going overseas. I really do. I like the UK and I like Japan a lot. Those are probably my two favorite places outside of the US to go to. And the UK is fun. So anytime I get to go over there and hang out and wrestle in front of those crowds, because they're loud and they're crazy and they have fun. And that's what wrestling is about, is going out and having fun and bringing joy and smiles to faces, or making you mad, It's what we live for.
Well, Dustin, it's been an absolute pleasure to have had you this morning and forced you to come on camera and talk to me. I'm delighted that you did.
That's okay, man. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you, man. Well, I'm hoping to come over to an AEW pay-per-view again. Obviously, I love Double or Nothing. And hopefully I'll see you over here.
Hey, man, anytime you want to come over, I know a guy and get you some tickets.
Well, that's because you're a good egg, Dustin. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you very much
Appreciate
for your time, man. Really appreciate it.
Okay, buddy.